Okay, this is part 2 of solving using square root. I want to show a relationship between solving and the functions. So, first off, notice that here's the quadratic equation, here's the corresponding quadratic function. Recognize the similarities here. So right here, we want to add 5 to both sides, divide both sides by 2, and we get x squared equals 2.5. Now we are going to square root both sides. So x equals plus or minus the square root of 2.5. And I told you this time, up here in the directions, this time take the square root of each value. So we're going to take that 2.5 and find its square root. It's probably nasty. We'll just call it 1.6. 1.58 or 1.6, I don't care. X is approximately plus or minus 1.6. And then this right here, we're going to get by itself, we're going to divide by 3. And that gives us x squared equals 0. So in that case, guess what? X is just 0. There's nothing else we can do. Square root of 0 is just 0. For this one, we're going to subtract 3. That leaves us with 2x squared equal to negative 3. Divide by 2, divide by 2. X squared equals negative 3 divided by 2 is negative 1.5. And now we want to square root both sides, so that gives us x equals plus or minus the square root of negative 1.5. Let's check and see what that is. Square root negative 1.5. Don't forget to put the negative sign there and not the minus sign. Oh, crud. Just a second. I gotta fix this. I've got my mode set goofy. Alright. Square root of negative 1.5. And what do we get? It tells us that we have a non-real answer. And that's because there are no real numbers that we can multiply by themselves to get negative 1.5. So we say no real solution or no real answer. Now, let's go back, flash back to stuff from a while ago, and let's graph this. We know that this is the y-intercept, but in this case, because there's no b term, it's also the vertex. And we can go over 1 and up 2, because of the 2 that's right here, over 1 and up 2. So here is our parabola. Slightly better parabola is needed here. What I want you to notice is that the spots where y is 0 right here are the same as the solution. So this right here, these are the zeros. These are the x-intercepts when this is set equal to y. And so there's that relationship. This one right here, if we graph 3x squared equals y, the vertex is 0, 0. We go over 1 and up 3, over 1 and up 3. And lo and behold, what is the x-intercept? It's 0. And for this one right here, we start at 3. That's the y-intercept, but it's also the vertex. That goes back to some transformation stuff from before. Over 1 up 2, over 1 up 2. And where does it cross the axis? It doesn't. Exactly. Since it doesn't cross the x-axis, we have no real solution, and we have no roots, and we have no zeros. Okay, that's the end of that. Short and sweet.